Hi there, this is Joanne from TrueAuthenticPower.com from Tapping.me, and I'm also the creator of the program Catapulting to Confidence. I wanted to do an audio and tapping on who do you trust more, you or them? And I think this is such an important topic because as people get up in ages and as they realize and learn things through the decades and through this phase and that phase, you start to realize of what the heck was I doing listening to everybody else? You may not always have the right answers, but I guarantee that if you hone your skills on your intuition and your own gut reactions and what you know to be true for you, you will be far better off a lot faster than if you listen to everybody else. The reason I wanted to do this audio is because I see people clamoring in their 20s and 30s to follow this person or that person, or they must have the answer, or look at their life. And a lot of that can be smoke and mirrors. Not always. I'm not going to say that's always smoke and mirrors, but it can be smoke and mirrors. It doesn't necessarily provide the happiness that you would want or the combination that you need. And a lot of things can look rosy when they don't tell you the full story. It is not an easy road to be an entrepreneur. There are a lot of hats you have to wear. There are a lot of things you have to do. But if you listen to some people on the internet, oh my goodness, well, you can just do this and make millions in 5 weeks. It's kind of crazy, but some of the, maybe not that severe, but you know what I'm saying. Some of those promises are pretty grandiose and they don't necessarily tell the whole story. Same thing with social media. I've had a lot of clients that I've seen their Facebook pages or their other social media posts. And I know the story behind the scenes and they don't reveal that in those posts. So take it for what it's worth. That somebody else doesn't always have the right answers. And they certainly, most likely, won't have the right answers for you. You've got to get in touch with your gut. So what kind of undermines that lack of trust that we develop? Well, if you were in a family or around a coach or teachers or whatever, where let's face it, when we're kids, everybody needs approval. It's your lifeline. It's your support system. It's your safety and security. You don't have the wherewithal to make decisions on your own and carry them through. So you rely on the adults around you, and people come to realize that what brings pain you avoid and what brings joy you tend to go towards. So approval becomes a big thing. Trying to be loved and safe is a huge thing. It's your lifeline. And if that gets threatened or you tick somebody off that is in charge of your well-being, a little mind will know, don't do that. I'm in jeopardy. I'm not in safety. They don't love me. Oh my goodness, I'm on my own. What will I do? Those are the kind of thought processes that happen when we develop listening to them more than ourselves. And of course, as children, we need guidance. We don't have all the answers. We don't have the life experience. But there are some things that we've always known that need to come back around now that we do have the skill set as an adult, as a person who takes care of our own life. And now you need to hone those skills to listen to your gut, to listen to divine guidance, to accept and feel what divine guidance feels like. And if you're not religious, then this could be universal energy, source energy, however you want to label it. But where does intuition come from? It comes from someplace. It manifests out of thin air sometimes. So where does that come from? So whatever words would be appropriate for you when we're doing this tapping, if it's not God or creator, source, universal energy, put in those words that would be right for you. So something has undermined your ability to trust yourself, or some next shiny new object has taken you off the course to say, maybe this, maybe this. And at the time, it feels very good because you want what they're saying you can have. And I'm going to tell you, I have seen miracles with tapping. Yes, I have. Does it happen for everybody in a split second? No, it doesn't. Sometimes it takes digging. But you can get to some big beliefs that are holding up the whole kit and caboodle of the foundation that are working against you. And I want to do some tapping on. I didn't have the skills or wherewithal to make my own decisions back then, but I do now. So let's start off. Take a deep breath. We're going to do some tapping here. I'm going to assume you know how to tap. If you don't, find one of my tapping videos, the intro to tapping, to introduce you where the points are and how to do it. I'm going to call out the points as best as I can and follow along and repeat after me. So as you're thinking about who do you trust more, you or them? And be honest, because this is the time to get to what would be underneath that. Why am I holding that in such high regard over listening to myself? And let's just start tapping on the karate chop on the side of the hand. Repeat after me. Even though I learned to trust them more than myself. Repeat after me. And it was because of a sense of safety and survival. I needed them to be okay. I needed them to be okay with me. And it feels good to feel safe and get love. And I might have done that to such an extreme. Or maybe they didn't know it was important to give me choices. Because depending on how my mentors, family, and parents were raised, they might have been dictated to. So they learned to dictate to me. I love, honor, and accept myself anyway. Even though I might have made a mistake. A crushing, devastating mistake that said to me, I make bad decisions. I make the wrong decisions. I better leave it up to someone else. They know better. Maybe they did when I was a child. Maybe I got programmed to be rebellious. Maybe I just never developed confidence to trust my own intuition. And so now, as an adult, making my own decisions, I want to hone those skills, know what it feels like to feel my intuition, and allow the creator or universal energy to come through me, guiding me. I love, honor, and accept what I need. Go to the eyebrow point. I may have unlearned how to listen. Side of the eye, maybe by being rebellious. Under the eye. Or maybe by never being guided to my own choices. Under the nose, if I was always told how to do it. Chin, if I never had choices. Collarbone, somewhere along the line, I may have picked up the idea. Under the arm, that authority always knows better. Wrist, that I have to listen to what they say in order to be safe and secure. Top of the head, and that may have been very true when I was little. Eyebrow, I may have developed some anger or hurt through an episode. Side of the eye, some shame or embarrassment by a decision I made. Under the eye, but what if I can hone my skill? Under the nose, my intuitive skill. Chin, asking for guidance. Collarbone, from God and the universe. Under the arm, or whatever I believe in. Wrist, to make my intuition very strong. Top of the head, and help me release any pain of the past decisions. Eyebrow, who would know better than me what's right for me? Side of the eye, but I grew to have a belief. Under the eye, that the adults are the experts. Under the nose, everyone knows more than I do. Chin. But keep in mind, collarbone, that belief took hold when I was a child. Under the arm, and a lot of people knew more than I knew when I was a child. Wrist. But if I made some decision that caused me pain or danger. Top of the head, I may be afraid to trust my own decision making now. Now go to the eyebrow point, and as we're tapping through this, if something comes to mind where you got in big trouble, or you didn't listen, or in your rebellion it worked out really badly for you, or you were never given choices and you were frustrated, I want you to call to mind, as we're tapping on these next series of points, I want you to call to mind that episode if you have one. So go to the eyebrow point. I remember that incident. Side of the eye, the look on their face. Under the eye, the tone in their voice. Under the nose, it was scary and I felt in danger. Chin, I disappointed them. Collarbone, maybe I got in trouble for not listening. Under the arm, for whatever reason or any reason. Wrist, reveal to me now. Top of the head, my belief about why I listen to them over me. Eyebrows, something told me I need to listen to them over me. Side of the eye, they know more. Under the eye, almost everybody knew more when I was a kid. Under the nose, but I'm an adult now. Chin, and no one has had my upbringing or makeup or emotions. Collarbone, in the combination under the arm that I have. Wrist, so while I can listen to their advice and take in information. Top of the head, when it feels easy and safe for me. Eyebrow, I want to listen to that as a positive nudge. Side of the eye, when there's distress. Under the eye, I want to listen to my inner guidance. Under the nose, while asking, what's going on here? Chin, is it an old trigger that I need to clean up? Collarbone, is it an old belief that I need to change? Under the arm, they know more than I do. Wrist, I trust them more than I trust myself. Top of the head, but now that I'm an adult. Eyebrow, what if it's even more possible now? Side of the eye, that any mistakes or errors I made. Under the eye were also an attempt to hone my life skills. Under the nose, well, that doesn't work. Chin, but what would work? Collarbone, what do I need now? Under the arm, how does it feel for me now? Wrist, I really want to go by my own intuition and guidance. Top of the head, and I'm asking to feel the Creator or Universal's energy. Stay on the top of the head to guide me to what's perfect and right for me. Now take a deep breath. Now, when I say download the creator's version or the universal version, it's to give you an idea of your intuition comes from somewhere. What do you believe in? And I don't want to step on anybody's toes that doesn't believe in God or believes in, uses the word source or universal energy or however that applies for you. Those are the words that you need to use, because if you're in discomfort, even tapping, you're going to be resisting that part of the tapping. So whatever words work for you, go back and you can use this tapping multiple times. When you call to mind a certain episode, keep that in mind as you're tapping through this. It will help you start to, what are the feelings and emotions that you'd like to clear? And you can use just extra points on that. So when you're thinking of an episode, go to the eyebrow. I remember this episode, side of the eye, and how I felt. Under the eye, and I can almost feel it in my body right now. Under the nose, I hear you, my body. Chin, I feel this in my energy. Collarbone, so whatever feelings or beliefs are still stuck. Under the arm, that might cause me to loop in these same beliefs or feelings. Wrist, I honor them now. Top of the head, and I open up to a much greater source for my intuition. Take a deep breath. I hope you found this helpful. There's a lot of ways that you can change this and work with this. And because I'm not there with you in a specific way to tap, you're totally responsible on your own for this, but it can help guide you and open up some things of when did you get in trouble, or when did you take on the belief? Why did you take on the belief that they would know more? Was it because you were in the mindset of being a little child? That's pretty logical. But now that you're an adult, you've got to change that belief. So you can tap on, I use my own guidance and my own intuition to guide me and lead me to the perfect solutions or the best and highest solutions for me. You kind of have to play around with the words, but this will give you a little bit of a basic idea of how to go about tapping on a situation or something where you trust them more than you. If you think this audio will help someone that you know and love, please pass it on to them and tell them about my channel. I hope it helps. And again, this is Joanne from trueauthenticpower.com and from tapping.me. Until our paths cross again, bye-bye for now.